I'm Reid Zakos, and this is the track by track of my new album, Legends and Myth. So for the start of the album, I wanted to start off acoustic with Smoke featuring Dante. We wrote the song during a jam session. She's the coolest girl in the world. She's from the Bahamas, and we were in the same songwriting program in Vancouver. Smoke we wrote one day after class. She was strumming on the guitar, and I just started singing, "Out of the smoke, out of the smoke," and we were just riffing, and we just got into a vibe, a trance. The song kind of wrote itself. We had a really cool connection. We would instantly harmonize over top of each other. Our voices blended so well, and we would finish each other's lyric, and it was so beautiful to write with her. I really wanted to start off the album with this slow, sultry kind of vibe. The lyrics of Smoke talk about the emergence of a new love, a new relationship. Feel that they have every quality that you've been desiring in a person. You're not quite sure how to take it. You're scared to be vulnerable and give yourself over to love, but at the same time, you want to give everything over to them. You know, they say where there's smoke, there's fire. And this song is really about the emergence of a new relationship. Neon is the first solo song on the album, and I really wanted it to be the first solo impression because it's quite a vulnerable and personal song to me. It talks about the implications that social media have during a breakup. It's kind of this weird confusion where you want to celebrate the relationship and all its neon glory, but you also realize that you're better off friends. The song starts with the lyric, "When I was 19, stuck in a constant daydream, I was so naive." And it talks about the summer when I was 19 and I met my first love. So track 3 is called Blurry Now, and it features Jaden McKenzie. We wrote it together in Vancouver, and then he produced it and mixed it in Calgary. It definitely has more of an urban pop, slow jam, sexy vibe to it. It talks about falling in love. Blurry Now is a metaphor for being intoxicated in a new relationship, a new love state. You get to a place where, you start to hallucinate and everything gets blurry now. But all you know is that you're okay because you're falling in love. Track number 4 is called Retrograde 2. And the reason that I called it Retrograde 2 is because it's a slightly extended version of a previous single that I put out in 2018 called Retrograde. And the song is very retro sounding, very retro 80s synthwave, retro wave. The lyrics are about when the planets all go retrograde, especially when Mercury goes retrograde, communication breaks down. And you're very emotional and you're not sure why. And I'm a Cancer, so I'm very sensitive and moody. But I also have a Scorpio rising, so I feel the intensity of love. But my Venus is in Cancer, so I love like a Cancer. My Mercury's in Leo, so apparently I communicate like a Leo. And that's the side of me that loves to perform and loves attention. But Retrograde is really about, basically the song is you're emotional and you're blaming it on astrology, you're blaming it on the planets, and you're not sure what you're gonna do, but you know that there's no tarot card that can tell you. It's when your emotions feel all over the place and you really just need to slow down and you know that things are going to be fine once the planets align again. So the next part of the album kind of transitions into more of a ancient Greek mythology sort of storyline, and we have the myths interlude into the song Gladiator. Now Gladiator was the first song that I ever wrote fully by myself, music and lyrics. I first wrote it on the piano, and then I took it to Dave Genn, the guitarist from 5440, and then he produced it along with Condor and Nick Pursuit, who drums for Carly Rae Jepsen. He's drumming on it, he's doing all the drum fills. So it kind of has an 80s rock feel meets Lady Gaga Marry the Night. That was definitely the inspiration behind the track. I wanted it to be an anthem like her album Born This Way. The lyrics are really my life story, the tenacity of the human spirit, not giving up, no matter who gets in your way. The song is about believing in yourself, feeling strong, feeling like you can enter an arena and conquer by fully just being yourself. Self-acceptance is a big theme in my life and my work and my art, and I really wanted Gladiator to be an anthem for people when they don't feel strong, to feel strong and resilient. So then you get to track 7, which is called Purity. I wrote this song with an amazing artist named Solus. He produced it. It's the only song on the album that has its own dance break. And it was really important to me to have at least one solid dance break on this album that you could just let everything go and bust loose. And it's one of my favorite songs to do live because every time I just sort of freestyle when it comes on. There's certain accents and beats that I hit, but it's never the same twice. The lyrics in Purity are really about feeling purified and renewed by a new relationship. It makes you feel brand new again. And it's super exciting, and you just want to feel a fresh start, a clean slate. And that's this whole concept of purity. So this next song is probably the most dramatic song on the album. It's the first full ballad, and it's called Villain. It was really important to me to have at least one ballad on the album, stripped back with just piano. I really wanted to showcase my theater roots too, and the song is very theatrical in nature. I grew up watching Disney movies, and I always related more with the villains. But that's not really what the song is about. Even though I reference many popular villains like the Joker and Hades and Cruella de Vil, even though I'm referencing all these villains, the song is really about how you don't like how you're being painted in a certain situation, and even though your intentions might be good, the other person is perceiving you as the villain, and it's not the truth. That's not who you are. You know you're not a villain, but they've made you feel that way. Track 9 is one of my favorites on the album. It's my absolute favorite to do live. I wrote the song with a Turkish DJ and producer named Kaan Altinbulik, and the song is sick. We were really inspired by early 2000s, no doubt. The song Hella Good in particular. We wanted a really deep bass line with guitar riffs and a Michael Jackson-esque dance beat that just makes you want to move. The lyrics are all about gaining back your self-respect and gaining back your self-love because you feel like you've been taken advantage of in the past by people. Your kindness has been taken advantage of. You realize that you have to respect yourself in order to respect other people. You realize that the only way that people will respect you is if you respect yourself first. My favorite part of the song is the bridge, and I say, dominant and in charge, this new me living large. Don't need your ice, I'm thawed. It's really me saying, I'm taking back control. And if you don't respect me, at least I respect myself. And I don't care how you treat me because at the end of the day, I love myself. So the last song on the album is called Illogical Rhythm. It is a very 80s inspired Depeche Mode, Pet Shop Boys, and it's very confusing because I feel like love is confusing, breakups are confusing, and in particular the lyrics are about a long distance relationship not working out. And long distance is hard enough, but when you have a long distance breakup and you feel like you've fallen into a rhythm that doesn't really make sense, sometimes logic doesn't always fall in line with your heart. And finally we have the Legends outro, which is really just the instrumental components of Illogical Rhythm coming back for one final reprise, one kind of grand finale to wrap up the idea of the album. So the album in general, the main themes are some songs might be myths and some might be legends, and you're not really sure which is which. Some songs are both myths, some songs are both legends. It all kind of ties together with my Greek ancestry. I've always been very inspired by Greek and Roman mythology, the idea of mythological love, the idea of destiny. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. This is my new album, Legends and Myths.